Well, looks like we're all done here. I got the whole house done in black shutters, but I guess I should show you what I did on the 3D printer. So let's take a quick look. But right at the very bottom of the shutters, you can see there's 3D print. They're just little black boxes, not very big, but it's enough to extend the length of the shutter so that they're the same as the old ones for the length and whatever. So I couldn't get the length I needed. And went from green, red, brown, finally decided on black. So the whole house now is black shutters out the front. Yay. Now let's get to the building and see how the insulation job is going. Yeah, well, welcome to the garage here. I'm going to try to make some sense of this. So right now we're working on the ceiling. We're putting up the new Polypro. Those are, I guess, I'd have to do the math on these to figure out the R rating actually on them, but it's around, I'm going to say around 15 when you total it out. But here's how it's done. You can see the cross bracers, the metal ones right there. We've got them about every 3.5, 4 feet. So what it did was it ran strips of lumber up the sides and of course one up the middle, 1x3 and then 1x2s on the outsides. That way we have something to screw to hold the panels up in place. And you see us, I can sort of back up a little bit and kind of see how that's going. There's one there where I've taken it up to the next level to where we go all the way up to the ceiling. You don't even have to reach the center, of course, because really this is just holding the poly board up. It's not actually supporting it all the way to the end of the board. So this is cut down just a little bit short of it and installed with, again, metal, self-tapping metal screws. They're 1.25 inches using 1-inch material. So that way you can, just screw them right onto the ceiling like that. And in case anybody gets any weird ideas, no, you're not going through the actual roof material at all. You're just simply screwing to these beams here, which are raised away from the roof by about 1 inch, 1.5 inches, whatever. And so once you get the boards up, then we can, screw this. Now, the next thing I had to do was 3D print something. And what was that? Let me see if I can show you one up close. I'll just come over here to the corner here a little bit. And I'll show you my 3D printed, and they're a washer. And what I wanted was a flat-sided washer. So here's what I did. Yeah. So you can sort of see, what I was after. Now, when we get down this end, we've sort of gone, I guess you could say this is what the actual ceiling finish will look like. We're all the way up here to the center over here. This is going very slowly. I won't kid you. Like starting from the wall here on the edge, and then going up to the ceiling. Now, in the center of the ceiling, we're probably going to end up putting a little bit of squirt, the old bottle of squirt foam down the center to help seal the center. But these are ideally up to the center. And this is, again, you can see sort of how it's attached. I haven't got this, all the small pieces in the this right here. This is where I guess you could say this is where I stopped yesterday and said, you know what, I've had enough, But that sort of gives you a good idea as to how this is all being done. And I'm seeing I can't back out a little bit here so you can get, yeah, there we go. That's looking a lot better now. For some reason, I guess I had the camera zoomed in a little bit. And we're going to leave the spray foam on the ends. I might even add to that a little bit. But beyond that, we're done with spray foam. We're going with foam board. That's all there is to it. Now, this was all delivered by Lowe's, and I took a chance and ordered 25 sheets. Apparently, we're going to need more. I can see that coming, but we'll get some more on order because I also have to be this, similar. I already showed you how the wall was going to be done, but it's the same idea. And so I'll just walk down here a little bit, and this is where the foam had to be all scraped away from the beams again now because we're attaching the wood up there into these struts. And there's actually 4 of these across. So you can say about every 4 feet, there's a strut. And you can come all the way down here. And again, you can see we have the foam, the little black washers that I made to help hold the foam board up. Because I'm just using a drywall screw. I found that drywall screws last just as long as anybody else's. So we're just going to use those for the time being. I don't know if we'll ever step up the game at all. I don't see any point. Somebody asked if we're going to paint this. At this time, I'm not going to paint it, but there is a small problem. And I'll just show you what the problem is really, this is, really, it's really sad, but my wife has OCD, and she's over the top, way out of line. So when she saw this board here, you'll notice that the poly thing is upside down. Yeah, she's having trouble dealing with that. Yeah. So. Oh man, isn't that a mess, huh? So that's where we're at in the insulation world. I've got a big pile of foam board here from Lowe's that was delivered the other last week here. So we've still got quite a few 4x8 sheets sitting here. But one of the problems is the sheets don't explain themselves. They only go up to 1 inch on the chart here, and at 1 inch, the R value system of 6.65. So these are a lot thicker, of course, so you have to do the math. You end up somewhere around R15 or something. It's like, yeah, that's a little crazy, but okay, whatever. The job is that I want some insulation or some factor of R value up on the ceiling, because this is Georgia, and the heat here can get pretty intense. It's not Texas, believe me, it's not Texas, but even southern Georgia gets pretty hot in the summertime. So having some kind of insulation in here is going to help me to keep the building a little bit cooler. Of course, that was the other reason to have this door back here, besides the fact that there's a 68 Camaro right behind that door. Yeah. But other than that, it was to create a cross breeze from the main door to the back door, so that, all the air will sort of blow through the building and help cool it on a hot day. But if we can get the insulation up on the ceiling, I think right now, even before summer hits, it would be great. I've got quite a ways to go yet. This is only this is a couple of days worth of work up here right now. And you can see I've got all the way to the end here on this end. But obviously got to go all the way across that yet to get it all done. So yeah, we're working on it. If you order the box building with the metal building option, but you get the it's what they call vertical roofing with the box type styling. This is the type of strapping that you get up on the top, and that'll allow you to screw in to install your panels with. And I'm only using, like I said, 1x2 fairing strips and 1x3 fairing strips. That minimizes the cost. So using a little bit of lumber, but it's not running up a huge bill on lumber or something. And at the same time, it's giving me all the needs that I have for foam board. Now, the next question might be electrical, and we're going to start down here in this corner when we do the electrical, and we'll be running our solar plus our solar rack and batteries and everything else down here. Probably attaching to a box or here or something that ties in with the inverter, and coming over here to where there'll be a light switch, and then we can put some lights up on the ceiling. We're going to be running 1/2-inch conduit over from these rib to rib. Now, I'm going to talk about electrical code for half a second. It's probably not going to be a fun talk, but we are going to discuss it a little bit. These are 5 foot on center, which means every 5 feet I can have a clip to help hold the conduit in place. Now, if you look at your electrical code book, depending on state or country or wherever you're at, you'll probably find it's either 4 feet or less. And because of the situation here, I'm going to go 5 foot on center, and I'm just going to say, yeah, you do what you have to do. Sorry about that electrical code book, but I usually don't break the code. I usually make the code, but yeah, not going to happen this time around. But we will be running electrical power up into this corner, where hopefully we'll have a nice layout here with a workbench in the near future. We'll be sitting in here, among other things. I did bring this saw in over here from the other building. That way I have it on hand to do some chop saw work. The other thing was cutting this foam board, and I have tried several different ideas, and the most dangerous thing I've done, but it gives you the best results, is the table saw. You will not believe the kickback you get from styrofoam, but if you hold the styrofoam tight to your guide and let the rest of it stay loose and then run through it pretty quickly, it seems to do okay, but you've really, really got to be careful. It is I've never seen anything I've never had kickback until I've cut this stuff, and then I had like, wow, so that's kickback, yeah. I had some styrofoam leave the saw. It looked like 20, 30 mile an hour or maybe faster. And I also tried it with a handsaw. Did not work, was not happy with it at all. It gets really funky. when you're getting through, it gets tight because you're trying to hold everything in place and end up sort of squeezing the blade, and then of course the saw stalls out. Not a good program. So really the best way to cut it so far as I can see would be, I'm using the table saw, but you cannot be careful enough when you're using a table saw. And even the silly styrofoam, at least if it gets kicked back, it probably won't hurt anybody other than it'll fly up, fly off the saw. So that's where we're at on that. Hey, another fun day at Coffee and Tools. Yeah. Okay, so that's our update for this week right now. Just thought I'd get you all up to date and caught up on, where I'm at with my projects with a big S there. But at least the shutters are off my back for the time being. But next thing to do would be to cut the bushes down or whatever. But in the meantime, hey, thanks for watching Coffee and Tools. Please like, share, subscribe, and ring the notice bell. We'll be back with more content. Over and out.